Okay, hi, it's me editing again. So, I did not intend on making this a two-part video, but having a video that's 30 minutes long is so much more difficult to work with, so I kind of had to split it into two videos. So, if you have not watched part one, go watch part one first, but this is the part two, and Garrett's being a brat back there. So, anyways, this is part two. Hope you enjoy. Okay, it's a new day. I am having a hard time remembering like all the events in order, so I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. Obviously it's a new day. I have a whole new outfit on. After Paige woke up from her nap, there's just no way that I could possibly finish this video, and so I'm finishing it now. Paige is asleep again, and hopefully she stays asleep. If not, Garrett is off, so hopefully he can help me with her while I finish this, because I really want to finish this. So, like I said, the story gets worse. So that time that I went out there and I saw the beer and whatever, we had also noticed that they ordered all the incorrect doors for the entire house, and so we let them know both issues. We're like, hey, there's beer everywhere, just so you know. Also, we noticed you guys had like ordered all the wrong doors. We upgraded our doors to these 5-panel doors back here, and so they just had bought the basic doors, and so we're just like, hey, just so you know, like, we noticed this, not sure if you're aware. Once again, the email that we got back said, the builder has caught the mistake and have ordered the correct doors. They are asking that the buyer not visit the property until the pre-walkthrough inspection the week before completion. At this time, the builder will correct anything that is not okay, and the buyers will also have a final walkthrough before closing with the builder. So they're saying that they don't want us to go out there until the house is done, pretty much. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, Garrett and I are so excited that like things are starting to happen with our house. We're excited to see the progress of the house. Like, that's all part of the whole building experience, is like watching it get built. So I was like, absolutely not. Garrett and I both got this email and we blatantly disagreed. We were on the same page. We were like, absolutely not. We are still going out there whenever we want. So we were very upset about it, but we were like, whatever, we're just gonna pretend we never saw it, because I'm still going out there. So after we got that email, I'm trying to like go through in order of events. Oh, so this is what happens next. We were living in the townhouse, and the owners of our townhouse, so we were renting it, the owners of the townhouse posted up for sale, and we were thinking that it wasn't gonna sell right away. We were very wrong. It sold right away, and the new buyers wanted to be in October, and so we were like, crap. So we were told that they wanted to be moved in by October 30th, and we're like, okay, our close date is October 23rd, so like hopefully that gives us plenty of time. Then we get an email from them saying like, hey, we're pushing your close date back to October 30th, and Garrett and I were like, well, crap, that gives us the day to like completely move out, and hopefully the new builders will be okay with like moving in after we have everything moved out, you know? And so then we get another email saying that they wanted to change the completion date from October 30th to November 6th. And we were like, great. And my parents' house had flooded, and so their basement was not an option for us to stay in, and we didn't really have anywhere to stay, so we were like, okay, we're gonna have to just get a hotel for a week, like, we'll make it work. Let's just hope everything can like pick up and get done sooner, you know? That we were just in our heads really hoping that that was going to be the case. And so luckily that was the case. Like, once it's like, in the moment we were very stressed, but once it was all said and done, they actually ended up still closing on the 23rd, which was our original close date. So none of that was a big deal, but in the moment it was. We were very frustrated because we're like, all these mistakes are happening and it's pushing us back and back and back, and we don't have a home because we're getting kicked out of our other house. And so that was that situation. I'm trying to remember everything that happened in the order that it happened, but I do remember Garrett and I going out there, or I went out there without Garrett, and I had taken pictures through the windows because obviously all the doors were locked. Once they start like doing finish work on the inside, they lock all the doors so you can't get in. But I still came out to the house and I could like peep through the windows and see like what was going on. And I had noticed that they laid on the flooring. One, I noticed they installed the incorrect doors that we had told them were incorrect, but they installed all of them, and I was like, what in the heck, why would they do that? And then second, I noticed that they had like laid down all the flooring and everything and gotten my kitchen cabinets in and all of that. And I took pictures, and when I took pictures and sent them to Garrett had noticed that the island was in the wrong spot. So we extended our island to make like cabinets on both sides and then make it like bigger than what it was supposed to be. And when we extended it, we also moved it back a little further, and Garrett had noticed that they didn't move it back. Once again, that's a kind of expensive mistake, because then they had to rip out all the flooring and then move the island back and then replace it all, and that's another setback. And so I was so upset, because I was like they don't want us out here. They had told us twice that they don't want us out here, but that's a pretty major issue, and that's going to set us back, and I just wanted to make sure that they knew. And so I had messaged my real estate agent. I was like, what would you do in my position, because we are getting set back from all these mistakes, and I just want to make sure that they're aware of the mistakes, because for all I know, they don't even know that it's wrong, and then we're going to go through our final walkthrough and they're going to have to rip it all out and replace it and remove it and whatever, like fix it before we're supposed to close. And so I was just like, what would you do? And she was like, I will let them know. She's like, if I was you, I would let them know, because I just feel like it's not that hard for them to just be like, don't worry, we'll catch it and fix it. That's what I think. Okay, this is so choppy, and I'm so sorry, because I don't have clips of all of this. I stopped filming when everything was going so fast and we were finding so many mistakes. Like, I took little clips and sent them to Garrett, but I didn't like take vlogging clips, because I was just like so annoyed at this point. And so we had noticed the door mistake. They told us they don't want us going out there again, which I was upset about. And then we noticed the island mistake, and I had my real estate agent tell them all of that. They were very not happy about us going out there again, but at the same time, like, what do they expect from us when they're making all these mistakes? Like, if they were making this many mistakes on your house, you would probably be going out there constantly also. So we noticed all of that happen. Then I'm trying to think what happened. Oh, so they caught all of those mistakes and they fixed them, and it was completely fine. I mean, in the moments, like I said, in the moments I was so upset and it was so not fine, but they fixed everything and it was all fine, and they actually still ended up closing on time on the 23rd. So we had our final walkthrough a week before that. Like, a week before the 23rd, we had our final walkthrough, and there was only like a few mistakes here and there. My cat is being psycho-spaz, always. So we noticed a few mistakes here and we noticed a few mistakes there, but like nothing major, like the island issue. Like, I think that's a pretty major issue personally, but whatever. We didn't notice anything major like that. So we had that walkthrough, and then we had scheduled an inspection. So this is where things get really bad. Typically on a new build, you don't do an inspection because it's brand new, like everything should be up to code, it should be fine, should be no major issues. But I was just like, oh, we'll have an inspection done because my dad would do it for free, and I kind of just want my dad's eye to like go through the whole house and make sure everything looks good and is good, you know, because obviously my father is going to do a very detailed inspection and make sure everything looks great and there's no major issues. So we had scheduled for that to happen a couple days after we did our final walkthrough, and when you did the final walkthrough, everything looked good, like I said. There was like a couple little things, like they needed to fix the shower and they needed to fix the window in like the obscured glass in the bath. Just a few small things, but nothing major. So when they did the inspection, obviously Garrett and I both wanted to go out too, because it's fun to like check out our new house, whatever. And then Garrett was going to help my dad with the inspection. And the inspection went horrible. I was thinking like maybe we'd find one or two things, maybe, but on a new build you usually don't have any issues, like I said. So I was like, maybe we'll find one or two things, but it won't be anything major. Let me find the report and read it to you guys, because we didn't find one or two issues. My dad found 23, I want to say. Let me double check, it's downloading. Yeah, oh, 21. There was 21 inspection issues, and obviously, like I said, my dad is a contractor, he's not an inspector. However, he's qualified to do an inspection. And some of the things were like very minor, but there was also some major issues, and the two major ones was when we turned on the water, the front yard started flooding. So obviously there was a broken pipe somewhere. That's kind of made, like, if we would have moved in and that would have started happening, that would have been such a pain to not have water. The second major issue was in the crawl space. My cat is, I can't with her. Anyways, the second issue was in the crawl space. When you go down into the crawl space, there's like all the piping down there, and there's a septic tank and then the plumbing to the house. There was 4 feet of piping missing from the septic tank and the plumbing to the house, and their employees had been using our toilets and doing nasty things and all of that was sitting in my crawl space. So there was like feces and pee and toilet paper and a bunch of stuff down in the crawl space, and it was not hooked up to the septic. If we would have moved into this house and started using the dishwasher and the washing machine and the shower and the toilets constantly and not noticed that, because like I said, typically on a new build you don't do a home inspection. Garrett probably would have noticed it. He probably would have gone down in the crawl space to check things out like once we moved in, but I don't think he would have done it right away. So it would have been way worse. It would have been so, I just can't even imagine. Like, ugh. So that was another major issue. We also found the water spigots on the outside of the house were not attached to the house, so you could just pull them out. They didn't screw them in. The main electrical breaker wasn't labeled, which is like a minor thing, but still, like, it should have been done. They left and they still did. They said that they didn't need, they like had dug up a bunch of sagebrush around our property and just left it. Like all the dead sagebrush just sitting on the corners of our property. It's still there. They said it's not some, like, they had some kind of excuse for it. I was upset about that, but whatever, it was what it was. There's an issue, like the front door, there's an issue on the front door. The electrical cooktop, the way that they wired it, like all the wires were exposed and like hanging down. So anyways, those were some pretty major issues that were going on right before we were supposed to move into this house. So we let them know all of that. They apologized immensely. They fired the entire plumbing crew on this house. They also fired the guy, so they usually have someone come inspect the house before we do an inspection, and the guy that did that also got fired. So there was multiple people that got fired from our house, because there's a guy that did the driveway that got fired, the guy that was drinking the beer that got fired, the inspection guy that got fired, and then the entire plumbing crew that got fired. All because of our house. But like, obviously, don't be an idiot. Like, I'm not even a little surprised that that happened. They also told us that now on their new builds that they're going to wrap the toilets and tape them shut, because they are not supposed to be using the toilets in the homes. There's a porta potty that they put outside in the front yard. That's what the employees are supposed to be using. But I was just like mind blown that there was that many things. Anyways, after we sent over that report, they sent us back, like, we were able to get it taken care of. We got an apology letter from the plumbing crew, like the company that did the plumbing. We also got, which was actually another builder, which I thought was weird. So there's multiple builders where we live, and the other builder, my cat is back again. Anyways, the other builder, they sent us an apology letter. Our builder sent us an apology letter. Like, they were very sorry about that whole scenario, but whatever. They got it all fixed. It's all taken care of. We came back the day before we were supposed to close and did like a final walkthrough, and they explained to us everything. Garrett checked out like the issues that were on that report, and everything was good. So, like, thank goodness. I was so stressed because I was like, they're gonna push back our move-in date again, or like our close date again. And so luckily everything was taken care of and it was completely fine, and we were able to close on the 23rd and move in, because the 23rd was a Friday, so we closed on the 23rd and then we can move in that Monday. So we moved in on the 25th, I think. But I plan on doing like a full walkthrough of the house. I just haven't gotten around to it. Like, I kind of vlogged a little bit on moving day, but when you're moving, that's just a hectic day in general, especially when, like, I'm so not used to picking up the camera and like vlogging things. That's not what I'm used to. I hope to be used to that one day, but that's not my life right now. So I vlogged a little here and there, but I didn't get a ton of footage. But I will be doing like a full walkthrough of the house. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but look forward to that. Hope you enjoyed this little story time. Please comment below if you have had any like your building experiences, or if you know someone that built and they had experiences like ours. Overall, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, everything is fine. The house is done and I'm so grateful. But in the moment, I thought it was a big deal. Anyways, comment your experiences below, and like this video. I am still planning on posting more. I really want to like get into the routine of doing this. I've always loved YouTube. I've always had a passion for it, and I've always wanted to like have my own channel, especially now that I have Paige and she's growing up so fast. I think it'd be so fun to have like memories like that to like look back on in video form, if that makes sense. So anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and that is it for this whole story time. Hopefully it all made sense and wasn't super it was. I know that it was so sporadic. I'm new at this, but I definitely wanted to document our experience. So hope you enjoyed it.